Hey, my name is Courtney Ellenwood, and today I'm going to be speaking on mandatory expulsion for severe cyberbullying. Imagine a student named Alex. Every morning, Alex wakes up dreading school, not because of the test, but because of the phone. All night, a stream of vicious, anonymous messages has poured into their inbox. When Alex gets to school, the bully is there, smiling, knowing the damage has been done. The bully has been given an in school suspension for 2 days. This issue isn't abstract, it affects every one of us. Since cyberbullying follows students home, finding effective accountability is essential for everyone. Over the past few weeks, I have researched the legal, psychological, and policy aspects of cyberbullying. Given the persistent, severe harm and inadequate penalties, schools must adapt mandatory expulsion for severe repeated cyberbullying. First, the problem. Second, the failure of current penalties. And finally, the solution. Expulsion paired with rehabilitation. Let's begin by confronting the harsh reality of cyberbullying. Its undeniable scope and the severe harm it inflicts on our students. Cyberbullying is no longer mean notes. It's a relentless 24/7 digital assault. According to a 2024 report from the Cyber Safety Institute, nearly 60% of adolescents report experiencing some form of cyberbullying. This harassment causes severe psychological harm, contributing to anxiety, depression, and elevated suicide risk. This distress creates a substantial disruption to the school environment. Now that we have established the devastating scope of this problem, let's analyze why our current disciplinary system is failing to solve it. The simple truth is that our current approach of handing out suspicions is a spectacular failure. Short-term suspensions are often viewed as a vacation, not a consequence. My second source found that short-term suspicions have a statistically insignificant impact on reducing future incidents. The bully takes 3 days off and comes right back. But what about conduct that occurs off campus? Critics argue schools can't intervene. This is legally incorrect. We must remember that the 2021 Supreme Court decision in Miami Area School District versus BL, this established that schools can discipline off-campus speech if it poses a substantial disruption to school operations. Severe cyberbullying clearly meets this bar. The current system is clearly broken. Therefore, we must turn to the only viable comprehensive solution, mandatory expulsion paired with rehabilitation. Mandatory expulsion achieves two essential goals: deterrence and accountability. Deterrence, research also shows that severe visible consequences significantly reduce the intent to commit a harmful action. Expulsion sends a clear message: we prioritize the victim's safety. Second, expulsion must be paired with mandatory rehabilitation. The focus shifts from merely removing the student to fixing the underlying problem. Expulsion must mandate enrollment in an alternative setting that includes intensive professional counseling. Prioritization. The perpetrator's right to an uninterrupted education does not supersede the victim's fundamental right to a safe learning environment. Based on the ethical and legal necessity of prioritizing the victim's right to safety, we are ready to summarize our final claim. Expulsion paired with rehabilitation is the only policy that successfully prioritizes the victim's safety. This policy applies only to documented cases of severe, repeated cyberbullying and substantially disrupt the school environment. The failure to protect the victim from ongoing psychological harm is the truly harsher policy. Rehabilitation ensures the perpetrator is redirected, not abandoned. Now that we have covered the severe problem, the failed penalties, and the necessary solution, it is time to wrap up our argument and call for action. The current system is failing. The only comprehensive solution is mandatory expulsion for severe offenses, ethically grounded in the victim's safety, and paired with mandatory rehabilitation. I urge you to research your local school board's current cyberbullying policies and advocate for this higher standard of accountability. We can ensure that every student like Alex can come to school without the paralyzing fear of their own phone. Thank you.